Alright, everyone, here we go. With the Sonic review, well, Sonic Generations review. And you know what, before we do that, there we go. Get a bit serious here. Alright, everyone. Sonic Generations review. Well, Sonic times Shadow Generations, but, pause. But, yeah. To the Sonic and Shadow Generations review. I figured to start things off, we do the Sonic Generations half and go from there. Because, as you can see, well, I figured it would be a lot more easier to just to do this than anything else. Well, this would be the easier half to do. And as you can see, well, not a lot has completely changed since the original Sonic Generations. And I do mean not a lot has changed. I mean, the functions are the same, just with with a different console in mind, and all this and all that. I'm pretty sure all the skills that we gained are the same as well. Though I have to admit that the biggest difference is the fact that there is no lives, which is pretty interesting because the original Sonic Generations actually had lives that you had. And yeah, max soul is 99, and if you lose all of them, then bam, you reset to the last save point. At least that's what I think. I never technically lost any lives, but yeah. Characters and their designs are all the same. Nothing really different. The music from Green Hill Zone original to Splash Hill Zone? Well, gonna have to admit, I'm pretty sure that's all the same. Maybe the order's different? I can't recall on that part. Art. Honestly, only art is the same too that you can gather. Let me check. Yeah. Art's the same. Stages are the same. A lot of the things you have to do around here is the same, basically, from the original Sonic Generations, which makes sense since this is just a remake of the original. Just, again, put onto a newer and more advanced console, so had a lot to so I had to go through probably a lot of work just to even get onto a bigger console and to compensate for anything of lacking. Though I have to admit, there were some stuff that were just off when it came to the game. Like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in Egg Dragoon, or if I haven't, then basically what happened was whenever I did the hard mode fight, it just like bugged out. Like, either I went ahead and like, let's say I was trying to attack Eggman during the whole, him trying to crush me with two walls. from the robot, and as I hit him, it didn't connect, and I just somehow went past him. And then I didn't see Sonic until like seconds after, where I got hit with damage for a character that wasn't really there. Yeah, it's weird. I think something similar happened in Perfect Chaos, and that was more of the land I was on, and it just somehow, I just went through it. Like, some of the zones where you just get to stand on, land on, and whatnot, you know, places you call a safe zone in the level, and bam, I just fell it through the ground. Honestly, that was annoying when it came to the hard mode fights. Other than that, it didn't really happen to anywhere else, which is okay. The Shadow fight was perfect. The Silver fight was perfect. Metal Sonic, perfect as well. And even the Death Egg robot was actually really normal. The Red Star rings were all in the same location, from what I remember. So yeah, that part's normal. From what I can remember of the challenges, they seem the same. Gave the same abilities, gave the same whatever. The Casino Night. Yeah, Casino Night, I remember that one. It is actually pretty much the same.
Yo!
Though if I'm gonna have to admit something, well, I think this is an interesting one. Chow Rescue. Trying to find Chows in all the different stages. That was a bit interesting. Gonna to make sure I got all of them, I actually had to look it up into a guide. Gonna have to that's actually kind of funny. It says Amy's right there, and yeah. It's actually pretty cool to see all the different types of Chow there are. Like this Sonic Chow, and Knuckles Chow, this Tails Chow, this Amy Chow. The Xiao Chow was actually pretty cool too. Probably one of my favorite ones, but yeah. Love the details that they do for those types of characters. You know, the whole making them look like one of the main Sonic Cast characters. I know this character is supposed to be modeled after someone, I just don't know who on the top of my head. But other than that, it looks like they all are. No, I think I saw another one. I like to say this one's modeled after Cream, but seeing how this one is actually almost identical to Sonic makes me say otherwise. Like how there's one that's almost a complete copy of Knuckles and Tails and Amy. Heck, even Shadow. It makes me hesitant to say for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna put a guide at the end of the in the description. Maybe put a little tag on it if I can figure how to do that one out. But yeah, other than that little tidbit, everything's pretty much the same. Though there is one thing that I'm a little disappointed is gone, and that's the thing right here. Well, was supposed to be right here in the original uh, Sonic Generations game, and that was if you actually had the points and all that, you could go here, talk to Omo Chow, and in the skill shop there would be a thing you can buy, and then it would appear on Green Hill. And that would be the Sega Genesis console, where you can actually play the original Sonic the Hedgehog games, you know, the old classic games. And that's a bit disappointing to see it's gone. It'd be pretty cool to play Sonic, well, the original Sonic on Sonic Generations again, but yeah. Other than that little bit, not too much to say. How to collect stuff is pretty much the same, like the red rings, complete the challenges, hit the bells, collect a Chow. That is an interesting one too. And yeah, really, other than those few changes, the only big major change would be the dialogue. Now, I looked into that one, and it's actually pretty interesting, because from what I heard when it came to the mention of dialogue, the creators actually went ahead and scrapped a lot of the old lines and actually had the current cast that does, well, the voices for everyone here, and actually had them like record it, which is pretty cool in all honesty. And I'm not really much to complain about it, because in all honesty, I hated the original dialogue in the original Sonic Generations, because it just made it sound like they don't even recall a lot of their adventures and all this other stuff that doesn't really make sense. And I find that a bit annoying, but they went ahead and add little tidbits and little hints of past adventures, things they encountered, and all this and all that, which is really cool in all honesty. And it looked like they added some new scenes, which is really cool too. Even a lot of the comments they say when it comes to them actually speaking seems different to me, which is actually really cool for them to do, because I didn't really expect that to happen. But it actually fits well for this, and honestly, like, this is like a better one of the two. I like this version a lot better than the original. Other than that, not much to really say in the matter. Now, yeah, there's not a lot much to say about Sonic Generations, is there? A lot of stuff is basically the same. Just new dialogue, a few new stuff here and there. And yeah, that's all there is to say, really. Though, I have to say, there are some parts that are a bit buggy and weird. And yeah. But it also seems like they try to make sure that this game isn't as basically they're trying to make sure that this game, well, this new version of it isn't as broken and put some more limitations on it, which is not bad, but it looks like when doing so, there was a few things, as I mentioned, that were a bit buggy. Like sometimes when Ken tried to get the red rings, there were just some stuff that just didn't work. The camera just went all crazy. And as I mentioned in the Egg Dragoon and Perfect Chaos fights, when trying to do hard mode, I just like went through ground, Perfect Chaos. And for Egg Dragoon, like there was a lot of issues when it came to that one. But yeah, with Sonic's half done, I guess now is the time to head to Shadow's half of Generations. And here we are. Okay. Here we are with Shadow's half of Generations. Now, what to say about the review? Also, I did manage to finish this. This is ridiculous as frick. All this for a single song. And it's pretty freaking pointless. Also, getting S rank here is freaking hard, but I kind of like it at the same time. It's not too easy, and it's not impossible. Just takes a lot of practice. Now, in the concept of Shadow's half of Generations,
alright.
I have to admit that stuff is a bit different, not gonna lie. How different though? Hard to say, really. Like, I love the fact that they decided to I'm realizing some stuff as I do this. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. When it comes to Shadow's half of Generations, I'm gonna have to say story. When it comes to the storyline, I actually like it because this actually gives Shadow like a solid narrative on what's going on here. Because Shadow's story, when we ever get it, is based around, well, if we don't count anything involving horses,
This is the ultimate power.
I probably wasted so much time there. I really need to pay attention to what I'm trying to say. Basically, Shadow's part of Generations, it's actually really good for Shadow's story. Because when we get him, we get the fact that he lost his best friend due to an incident that happened 50 years ago. He remembers a promise that he kept to her, and so on and so forth. Then he loses his memories. Then he comes back in Heroes. Just like trying to figure stuff out. And then we see him in his own personal game, getting haunted by the memories of the past that he doesn't remember.
This is the ultimate power.
And it makes sense. Honestly, I think that thing was the whole scenario involving Black Doom, where he was trying to taunt Shadow with the fact that he knows his memories and he'll help him as long as he helps Black Doom. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past this guy to actually do that against Shadow. If I timed stuff right, I probably would have gotten better. And then we see him like later in well, Sonic 06, and we got that cold freaking badass line from him saying that if the world happens to become his enemy, then he will fight back as he always he'll fight as he always has. Which is honestly freaking cool of the line to say. Honestly, probably one of the top 10 moments when it comes to Shadow. I don't know about you guys, but that is definitely a top 10 for me when it comes to Shadow.
Chaos control.
Honestly, we probably could have got a lot more stuff, but I feel like that was more of a silver intro to the series than anything else. And can't say I hate it all, honestly, in that kind of concept. Don't get me wrong, the game's pretty shit. But that is probably due to the fact that people kept rushing the game development.
Out of my way.
Yeah, this is why we don't rush games, people.
Freeze. Out of my way.
And did win? Frick. This is how it is with these games, but yeah. But no, in all seriousness, Shadow Generations, that's... Well, this game honestly brings a close to Shadow's story. And I think that's a really cool thing, because this is a matter that not a lot of... when it comes to these characters, we get to see. Like, the best way to put it is that we don't really get a lot of closed, well, full stories, I don't think. A lot of the games are basically around Sonic and his involvement and what Eggman's greatest scheme or whatever, and not whatnot. It's a process that's let's get that done. But yeah, I think you get the basics of the matter. But yeah, that's basically how the format has been going for a while. Eggman does something bad. We stop it. We figure it out. Solve the issue. And yada yada yada. A lot of scenarios where that kind of format doesn't really apply is involving a lot of games before generation, the original generation, Sonic Generations, that is. And that's just like something I considered a bit of a flawed detail.
Let's do this. This is the ultimate power.
There. Finally an S. But, yeah. Honestly, when it comes to the selection stage in Shadow Generations, gotta admit it, I like it. Seems more interactive. Gives a good few challenges. Reminds me a lot of Sonic Frontiers, which makes sense since, from what I heard, this is similarly made to be following a similar format to Sonic Frontiers, that is. And speaking of Frontiers, I guess that's why I like the concept of having Shadow's story come to a close and going to a new chapter. Mainly because we don't really see that kind of thing a lot. And it's one of the things I like about Frontiers. It's about, well, being interactive with characters that aren't like your main character. It's something I really like about it because it just doesn't focus on the main guy. It allows other members of the cast to get a chance at the spotlight, and we get to understand the characters more so often. Not that I'm saying that the previous games doesn't involve these characters. I just wish we get more of them, if that makes sense. Like, we've seen what Knuckles, Tails, and Amy can do, but we got other characters that can show that much potential and show that much kind of stuff. Heck, some of them could just be supporting roles in future games. That's really all I can. I'm not even gonna go into that because that is just gonna be a long thing to even talk about. But we're talking about Shadow Generations. Oh, damn. I did not want to do that. Oh, boy. Not something I wanted to do there. But, yeah. On to Shadow's Generations. Honestly, I kind of like how this game went. Even though it's probably a shorter bit compared to, when it comes to storyline compared to Sonic Generations. But I can't really hate it for that. Going to all the places that we've been to as Shadow. And that's an interesting thing now that I think about it. Because I heard that, I heard some stuff involving this, space of shadows, mainly be due to the fact that people say that, oh, this isn't just Shadow's memories, this is just Sonic's memories, and it's just conveniently placed to a connection that Shadow has to them, these places. And while interesting as that is, I don't really think that is the case. One, because when we start off, we're at Space Colony Arc, and yet the place was implanted here. And yeah, that would make sense in in the sense that Sonic would know what's going on, but the way everything is formatted and how the reaction to Dark Beginnings is like, it would make more sense that Shadow has a connection, and these are like Shadow's memories. Now why? Well, probably due to his connection to Black Doom, for one. But, yeah, that's, not much of a thing. Maybe it's because, I don't know, Shadow has similar abilities when it comes to Sonic, when it comes to being unaffected to the void. And I heard rumors that there's like another spot in Generations. Like there's a what do you call it? I think a player select slot. I don't know what it's called, but there's 4 slots. The first 2 are basically Sonic and Classic Sonic. Third one's Shadow, and then there's a mysterious 4th one. Now, if we are gonna follow that trend, it would make sense that eventually we would get a Silver's part, because it would make sense. But at the same time, it wouldn't technically feel right, to do so. Not hang on the silver fans or anything. Believe me, when it comes to silver, honestly, I wish they gave the guy more stuff to be a part of when it comes to the main games. But, yeah, it would feel weird if they immediately do a silver part in Generations. It wouldn't make better sense to actually make a silver game first, because otherwise it'd be pretty what's the word? It honestly, it'd just be a pretty weird thing to do. I feel like Silver needs to game first before we even gets a part of Generations, if that rumor is true. And will it happen? I don't know. That's basically up to Sega. But it would be pretty interesting to see more of Silver's backstory and or what happened after 06 for Silver. Because besides the IDW comics, where it's basically stuff that happens in between the games, well, that's it, really. The IDW comics are basically stuff that happens in between the games. And it's not much to really go by when it comes to Silver directly. Definitely feel like he should have got a bit more stuff, but yeah. Main point, Shadow Generations. Dear gosh. I am forgetting all about the review. Basically, I like how they went with Shadow's thing in Generations. Right. Need that. But, yes. Love what they did for Shadow's half in Generations. Honestly, though, I feel like this is Shadow's memories, as I mentioned. For one, all the boss fights seem to indicate there being a relation to Shadow. For Metal Overlord, that might be a 50-50, but Sonic never fought the Bio Lizard. It was mainly Shadow, and Shadow has more knowledge when it comes to Bio Lizard. I can't say much on Sunset Hill because both Sonic and Shadow share memories of the place, along with Kingdom Valley and Railway Cannon. So, yeah. Can't say anything about that. But if we look at the ones, or Chaos Island. But it would also make sense that Shadow probably was on Chaos Island, but we don't know that for sure. Then again, I don't know, really. It's just a strange thing. Until we get, like, something to confirm that Shadow was in Frontiers, or even just at the location, then nothing else can be really said. And that's an annoying thing to really think about, because that one honestly confuses me. even if we do count timeline stuff. Because if it is true, then I really do want to see why Xiao decided to even come to Chaos Island to begin with. Because that thing is really catching my interest more times than not. And I want to see where it goes.
Let's do this. Chaos control.
Storyline's good. Honestly, if we're gonna go to the next thing, the abilities that they gave Xiao are an interesting one. I'm gonna admit. Like, there is so much to really think about when it comes to that bit. Because honestly, love the Doom Wings. And the concept that Xiao would gain powers that probably helps with Black Doom's control over him is an interesting subject.
Chaos control. Out of my way! This is the ultimate power!
Favorite probably is Doom Wings. I mean, just look how sick Doom Wings look. I got an A. I know I did. Oh, I got an S. Wasn't expecting that, but okay. Definitely wasn't expecting that. That just completely went out left field to me. But okay. I'm okay with this. That's 2 of the 5 locations. Kingdom Valley and Railroad Canyon and Chaos Island. I want to do Chaos Island last. But yeah. My least favorite, honestly, has to be like honestly the first two abilities. Last place would be uh the the honestly the kicking combo, because it honestly just makes it sound like Xiao needs to do maneuvers like that by having Black Doom's enhancement or unlocking more of the Black Arms abilities that he has. And that just like feels weird. Because he managed to do that with pretty much no problem every time he tries to kick someone in the back of the head. For the spears? I don't know. It just feels like a more enhanced version, maybe, of Shadow's Chaos Spears. And I guess that's pretty cool. Then I'm gonna have to give it to Doom Surf, because that one just feels like a little more harder to control. And then the sorry, I just don't know what to call the squid form that Xiao has. It's just, I don't know what to really think about that one. It just feels weird on what to call that one. And I don't even remember the name. That's the disappointing thing about this whole thing.
This is the ultimate power.
Okay, I gotta really time that stuff better.
Let's do this. Three.
Okay, there we go. And there we go.
Chaos control.
I guess there is one good thing for choosing this one. It makes my point on how clear it is that I don't really favor that form when it comes to Shadow. Its abilities.
This is the ultimate power.
I failed. I failed big time. Really? Huh. Talk about being thrown a bone. But yeah. That's another thing to really think about. I'm sorry for like this review not being as great as it was supposed to be, but with Sonic Generations, it's a lot more clearer. For Shadow, there's like a lot of stuff to really think about, and the boss fights were great. Hard mode actually brings up the difficulty on how to beat them, and I hate and love it at the same time because it actually brings in more of a challenge. Especially if I'm going to compare them to, like, the bosses that I had to face in Generations on Sonic's half. Because for Metal and the Death Egg Robot, it just seemed like more of these bosses are just going to take a bit longer to just have more health, basically. While, nope, that's really it. When it comes to the bosses that you face as Sonic, I just feel like it's more of, they have more health, and you're just going to have to deal with that. That's what it feels like when it comes to fighting anything from Sonic's bosses in Generations. The levels are great. They bring more of a challenge. They use the abilities well. I'm not gonna lie on that. If you like the Doom Surf more than Shadow's reach ability, okay, good for you. That's great. When it comes to me, I just can't get a handle on Doom Surf. Like, I can get more of a handle on the becoming the squid thing and just like doing this. Like, I can handle that. But other than that bit, not much else to really say on the matter. But yeah. Other than that little bit, I can't really think of anything else to talk about. I like how the storyline was made for Shadow's part in Generations. I like the concept of how they use some of Frontier's world build for here. I feel that's pretty cool. It's not exactly like Frontiers, but it has a similar format that I like about it. Other than that, I just have questions of wondering, is Shadow able to keep his abilities, or was he only able to unlock them thanks to Black Doom, and now that he's defeated, Shadow can't use those abilities anymore? Because that feels like pretty much of a waste. But then again, it would be kind of similar to frontier, since a lot of Sonic's abilities was basically kind of... No, actually, it can't. A lot of his abilities aren't really that, it's just natural abilities. I mean, if Shadow lost the Doom Wings, that sucks. But if he kept everything else, that's pretty cool. I'm wondering about future games now. Oh well. I guess we'll find out in the future, I guess. So, that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it wasn't much of a review. Honestly, I have to say my favorite part of Generations is Shadow's part because it gave more. Well, to be honest, I'm pretty sure a lot of people came for Generations when it came to Shadow. But I can't say I didn't like I hated Sonic's half. I mean, it's awesome to be able to play Generations again as Sonic because my old Generation CD broke. So, yeah. Being able to play Sonic Generations again is a pretty cool thing, especially when it comes to a modern console. Though I have to say that it feels like Sonic's half had to be adjusted a lot just to be able to be on a more advanced console and to add all the new stuff. But yeah, other than that, hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all next time. In the next video, which on Friday, actually this is like take 2 on the review. The previous one was like worse when talking about it, but yeah. Friday I have something planned. If I can make this work, then it'll lead to what I was really trying to plan, but this is more going to be like a test coming up on Friday. See how it goes, and then bam, we'll go from there. And depending how things go, I will then do the Stick of Truth after. Now with this all said, hope you all enjoy, and I'll see y'all next time. And maybe I'll show from shorts here and there every time I beat a hard level boss in Shadow Generations. I mean, I already did it for the Bio Lizard. That's alright. That one wasn't too hard, in all honesty. Honestly, Mill Overlord is gonna be the biggest headache I'm gonna have. Not even going against Black Doom was more of a headache. Mephiles, I feel like there's something like different in the format, and I'm just gonna have to learn that one as we go. But with this all said, again, hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!